Good Thursday, March 18th. Today you do not have a Zoom meeting with me. You will go onto Canvas and complete your work on your own. You can either go through the dashboard or through the calendar. I'm going to go through the dashboard, click on Biology, go to Current Lessons, go down to the week 11, March 16th through 19th, where the little gummy bear is. Then you're going to go to Thursday's assignment, which says there's no Zoom meeting today. Multiple allele and codominance is what we're working on today. If you go here again, it's saying no Zoom meeting. It says it again there. I've also emailed you to let you know there's no Zoom meeting. The first thing you're going to do is read an article about hemophilia. There is no assignment to turn in. The second thing here is a copy of the PowerPoint, which has all the slides that we've been talking about on it and a few more. Here is what we're talking about today is multiple alleles. So it's whenever you have more than two alleles present for a trait. So for example, blood typing. Blood typing, when you go to have your blood typed to find out what type you have, the phenotype is what they tell you. They're telling you you have O blood, you have A blood, you have B blood, you have AB blood. Those are the types of blood that you'll be identified as having. If we want to know your genotype, we would have to do an analysis to find out what those alleles look like. So the reason why blood typing is multiple allele is because A is dominant, B is dominant, and together they are codominant. Because A and B are not willing to give up their dominance, they share it together. They don't change who they are. They're present in the organism as they are. Remember in incomplete, we had red flowers, white flowers making pink flowers. This is not incomplete. This is not dominant recessive. AB is not. So you have to keep in mind this is codominant. Now, we do talk about dominant to recessive because B is dominant over O and A is dominant over O. These are dominant alleles and this is recessive. This goes back to Mendel's rules where O is going to be a lowercase letter and A a capital letter and B a capital letter. So we'll practice this so it'll make more sense. Usually people use the letters here. I will use this in the practice so that you can see what they look like as well. But most of the time you're going to see this present when people ask you to solve problems about blood typing. But remember you have two alleles present whenever you have the problem, so let's look at that. Here's the problem here, the problems that we're going to do. Let's give it a second to come open and then I'm going to screenshot it and we'll work through all the problems together. I'm going to open in Cami so I can get the full page at the same time. Go. Let's see here. Taking a second. So let's. There we go. Okay, so here's our screenshot. Now we're going to work on this together. We'll go through all the answers. And blood typing, the genes for type A and the genes for type B are codominant, meaning if they're together, like they show up right here, then they will, right there, that's codominant. Remember, I told you that this is a dominant allele and this is a dominant allele. The O is the recessive allele. Okay, so when we look at this, on the first one, okay, I didn't finish reading. O-type blood is recessive, we know that. AB is dominant. Using the Punnett square, determine the possible blood types of the offspring when in the problems. So father is type O, mother is type O. Remember I said O is recessive, so we will put the parents on. Okay, the video cut out, so I'm just going to make a second video. This will go through how to do this assignment. I'll go through all the answers with you. So here we go. As we said, we have type A and type B blood, which those two are codominant, which means they exist together as dominant. That's what AB blood is. B blood, you would have BB or BO. A blood, you'd have AA or AO. And to have O blood, you'd have to have OO. Remember, this is recessive. Okay, so the first problem's telling us that we have two parents that are O blood type. That means that all four alleles, O, 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 that means they're all O, right? So there's 100% chance that it's going to be O blood. No other option available. Number 2 says, I'm writing all over the place, aren't I? The father is type A, homozygous, which means that it's going to be AA. Homozygous means same. Mother is type B, homozygous, so it's going to be BB because they're the same. Homo means same, right? Now we're going to fill these in. So it's 100% chance it'll be AB blood. This is your codominance. This right here, these three right here, are your multiple alleles. And multiple alleles talking about a definition, right? This is an example of that definition. That's all you need to know is what multiple alleles are and that these are an example of multiple alleles. The codominance is what you find also a definition of, but it's telling you how to solve this problem knowing that AB is codominant. It'll be in the problem, you'll have to solve it, you'll have to know what codominance is. We practiced that yesterday. All right, number 3, it says dad is heterozygous for A. Heterozygous would be the AO. Okay. Mother is type B heterozygous, so it'd be BO. And then you type AB, BO, AO, and OO. So now over here, I have a 25% chance of getting O. I have 25% chance of having A blood. That's right here. I have a 25% chance of having B blood. And I have a 25% chance of having AB blood, the codominance. Okay. Next one is father is type O. It doesn't have to say homozygous because type O is always going to be OO. Mother is type AB. Again, it doesn't have to say homozygous, heterozygous because that is the blood type with the two alleles that we need. We're going to have AO, AO, BO, and BO. So it is 50% chance to be A blood, 50% chance to be B blood. And then on the last one it says father and mother are AB blood. So AB, AB, AA, AB, AB, and BB. So I have a 25% chance to have A blood. I have 0% chance. You can put zeros where you didn't use them if you want to. It doesn't really matter if you don't need them. And then B, we have a 25% chance. And then AB, we have a 50% chance, right? Okay, so if I were to take O blood, remember if I have O blood, that's what my alleles look like. This is equal to O blood type. That is the only way you can have O blood. If I have AO or AA, that's how I have A blood type. If I have BO or BB, that's how I have B blood type. And the only way to have AB blood, which is your codominance, is to have AB. This is your codominance. And remember, the three choices of alleles are A, B, and O. That's why it's called multiple allele. Now, let me erase this because I want to show you one other thing. So, on here, we have the O. If I have O blood type, this is called the phenotype, what it looks like. When people tell you what your blood type is, they'll say you have A, you have B, you have AB, or you have A. I think I said them all. A, B, O, AB, just like listed here. So, when they tell you you have O, that's the phenotype. The genotype will look like this, the two alleles. This is the true genotype. I like this color. Okay, if I have A blood type, which they tell me I have A blood, I could have, remember, because A and B are dominant, you're going to make a capital I for dominance. This is your recessive. Then you're going to make a little a. And then this is your choices. You can have IA, or IA and little I. For B blood type, it'd be IB. Remember, these are the two dominant alleles. This is the recessive, IB, or IB and little I. And if you have AB blood, you'd have IA, IB. So these are, this here on the right are the genotypes. This on the left are the phenotypes, that it looks like when you look at it with your eyes. Since we can't see blood with our eyes and what it looks like, we kind of have to see these a little differently. But usually you're going to see this used like we did on this assignment, but I still want you to know that this is another part of what you need to know. Just for your knowledge, to be well informed. So hopefully you did good on this. We'll talk about it tomorrow, and if you have questions, you're welcome to send me a message and I'll do my best to help. Let me go ahead and close this. Let's go back to today and look at what remains. Hopefully I figure out how to put these 3 videos together instead of you having to click on 3 separate videos, but that just might be where we are. So once you complete the assignment for the multiple allele and codominance, you're going to complete these practice quizzes right here. There are 3 quiz links. I'll show you. You're going to take these quizzes, screenshot each of your scores. I need to see percentages, please, or how many you got right out of how many. Percentages would be best for me, so I can write that down. Or, well, it doesn't really matter. So, whatever works for you, just send me your scores. Let me see your scores somehow. This last thing is a video about multiple alleles. So, if what I showed you didn't help out much, you can certainly watch these Amoeba Sisters, which I absolutely adore, to help you out. And I will see you Friday. Have a good day.